With over 1.5 billion people around the world, either underbanked or completely unbanked, the need for new and innovative business models in banking services is clear. But refugees have a particular problem in that they often lack the identity information and background information needed to get traditional banking services. Balázs, with Taqanu, you're solving this problem for refugees and helping them get the banking services they need. What are you doing to achieve that?
Generally speaking, the problem that they face is rather unique because oftentimes they used to have an identity and they used to run businesses all around the world. They just were forced to move and they became refugees or stateless people. So they know how to work with the financial sector that we call banking, but they currently are banned from accessing it. So often what we are doing is to enabling them to access the services that in some ways they already know. And on the other hand, in case when they don't have a recognition, we enable them to open an account. Primarily, we are aiming to work with the UN's High Commissioner for Refugees, or UNHCR, which works with 22 million people at this time, as they already have an established trust, which is very important in this case because it's not just about providing a service, it's about building lives and enabling people to have their future to set up again.
One of the interesting things you talk about is using a person's online profile, social media content, internet traffic to help build a profile of them.
If you have enough data points coming from the digital space, that can strongly verify that you are a human and that you are a unique human, which should be enough for you to start basic financial life.
And so, Balázs, what can governments do to bring these solutions for refugees to the market more quickly?
Governments are actually one of the biggest pain points for financial inclusion, as Know Your Customer regulations, or KYC, and AML put a really big burden on disenfranchised people accessing these services. Often what we talk when we say unbanked or unidentified people, they don't have a government-issued identity that they could use. And that's required for global KYC. What we are proposing to governments is to consider creating a tiered service where a small wallet or a small bank account could be created with a lower tier, let's say $250 per month transaction volume, that they can offer for people with lower amount of information that might not have been officially government issued, but then the data that basically created by using a digital payment service can enable them to build a digital payment life. Therefore, governments can recognize them and potentially even tax them as a long-term benefit for them. One is moving them up as a goal, but the other one is also just enable services to start interacting with them much sooner so that they don't need to rely on the gray or black markets. They can rely on the same markets that we use because they have access to the same tools. Because until that's not in place, we can't talk about inclusion.